I have some Anthuriums. Red Crystal X Crystallinum. They're all in 2-inch pots, and I'm bumping them all up to a 4-inch pot today. This is Regal. Beautiful. Ellipticum. Red Flag. I go back and forth if I prefer the 2-inch pots Anthuriums or just buying them already big. Smaller pots, being that they're more affordable, you can kind of acclimate to their space as they get bigger, and it's really up to you what you do to them to get them to those bigger leaves. The bigger pots do cost more, but you kind of get that full effect of those large leaves right away. However, if you are not Anthurium aware, spending a lot of money on those big leaf Anthuriums might sway you to not like them, because it is quite an investment, and in my experience, I didn't do well. I should have put forth more effort to not let them dry out and just kind of be more knowledgeable. Now on, I think I'm just going to stick with the smaller ones, unless I can find bigger ones. A few years ago, big ones were going for hundreds of dollars. Having them smaller, more affordable, to kind of dip your toe in and figuring them out is a better way to go. Since these are in 2-inch pots, they dry out really quickly. And they're really just outgrowing their pots. Like, look at this one. So I'm just going to repot them. Like, you can see the roots there. I have these 4-inch pots. I do like how the bottom is more of a wide bottom, so they're not so topply. Throw a little soil on the bottom. And I'm just gonna pop this in. I really don't want to rough up the roots too much. Maybe just like a little bit so they don't keep wrapping around each other, but nothing crazy. And just pop that in there and backfill. I try not to have too much soil. Like when I water, I don't want the water just to spill off the top. I want it to stay in the pot. So I don't want to put too much soil in where it will just come right back out. There's that easy peasy. Don't think about it too hard. Just like a little bit at the bottom there. I'm going to put some soil in the bottom. Put the plant in. And then throw some on top. Probably not in between the leaves like that. That's it. This one's pretty. I really got this one because it gives me Anthurium cobra vibes, and my cobra died. And this is not a cobra, but very similar. So now I know why it's called Red Flag, because that new leaf is like red. She's stunning. Yes, I like that. I've also read that Anthuriums like to have more space around their roots than not. I really tend to keep plants in pots until they have to be up potted. Until I know that it is so root bound that it's time to push it up to a pot size. Well, I don't think Anthuriums like to be root bound. So don't quote me on that, but that's what I read. And they also like to be fed. And I've been feeding with every watering, and I have seen noticeable improvement from not only Anthuriums but also alocasia. So feeding, I think, is like the biggest thing. Aside from light. Light is the most important. I did have these in my little curio cabinet greenhouse, and I think I'm out of room in it, and I'm not putting them back in there. I am trying to think of a way to build my own. I think I'm gonna put them in front of my south-facing window and see how they do over there and watch them grow. This Regal is gonna get massive, massive, and I can't wait. So that is how I repotted these from 2-inch pots to 4-inch pots. Super easy. Don't think too hard about it. You're doing great. I'll see you all soon.